Error. Quality gauges the power of an army relative to its number of soldiers. An army that only contains knights and men-at-arms will be of high quality, while an army containing a large number of levies will be lower. So all knights all the time, elite. By the way, I don't know, I should have mentioned this like a long time ago, but there is an exclamation CK3 command. It may just appear in chat every so often, but all it does is it has the same link that's below the stream. They take a few days to gather all the men. All right, let's just unpause and see what happens. You're right. That's actually way better than before. Now there's superior quality. So it takes a few days to get the call out to raise your army. So, okay, so does that just prevent you from insta-raising your doom stack on top of the AI? Well, I guess before there was morale. Do we have to contend with morale now? Looks like we got 100 supplies. It's raised recently. It will not use supplies until the 16th of August, 867, and we get 20 supplies per month in friendly territory. I like this. No attrition right now. Here's our loot. Total number of foot soldiers. There's our champions. Nalka, Shendier, Verrier, Ilvin, and Paxtion. And then there's our skirmishers that we just started training up. No more annoying micro like in CK2. Really? We'll see. I didn't think the micro was that bad until I sprawled out into an empire. I guess that's what you're referring to, though. Here's my own commander advantage. We're going to have to start learning about this number. Based on my martial skill, leading his own soldiers is a bonus, and chivalry is a bonus. And then I can choose a new commander. But this is us, chat. This is Chieftain Uchva. Donned our helmet, our armor, picked up our sword. We're also an organizer, so we get to move really fast, 25% faster, and we retreat better. I'm also a brilliant strategist, so I'm hoping for good things here. Okay, so let's just take a look. That's my guy right there. Kind of stays, the flag just kind of stays there until you zoom out to about this level. Standing still, we got split off an army. Always raid. It sounds like a t-shirt. Split that in half. Stop. Just stop being a raiding army. Or disband it entirely. Split off hired and special soldiers. These are... I can't wait to use these buttons. And then there's merge and reorganize. Okay. So I think we're just going to go... Oh, wow. Now you have to choose what holding you want to raid or siege. Interesting. So that's the byproduct of splitting them up into different segments of the map. So we got, like, before, the way it worked in Crusader Kings 2 was you just go into the county, and if there were holdings there, it would just start on one and automatically go through the list. You can also avoid rivers and stuff. True. So yeah, you can really customize. Like before, it would be like this. It'd be like, here are the counties that make up a province, right? So we'd have Tartarus, and we might choose to go siege Umiai. You would just right-click on Umiai, and they would just go to the middle of it, basically. So now you have a lot more depth in terms of where you want to move. I can go from the north, I can go from the south, or I could go maybe around through other people's territory and hit them on the right side. But if you want to totally siege it, you're probably going to need to go to each of the three over time, as long as there's a building there. I don't know if you can do anything if there's no building. So right now they only have this tri-building and no holding in either of the other ones. So this is going to be our focus, because this is where they're going to be keeping the goods. So the way that you can kind of see this at a glance, it seems like zooming out, yeah, you just see the circle. So it automatically shows you where you should be looking, but it also say no holding down here. So in this case, we want to go to the holding. So we're just going to go straight on. And I can see total supply limit, estimated time, 20 days to move, and we're going into the wetlands. So is there a way to slow down, yeah, the clock to slowest? Because I want to kind of see... Oh, right, we got a new bar. So it goes yellow. I guess this blue is locked in, I'm assuming. And then they scoot. Is Etalyx gonna die without an heir? Oh yeah, I could just die in my first battle, and then we start a new game. That is the risk I am taking right now, leading my own army. Who is this? The first raiders of Abakan. Chat, who is Abakan, and how do I avoid pissing off Kagan Uzur of the Kyrgyz Khanate? Hello. Are you like the guy? Yeah, that's the guy. They have a total army of almost 4,000. I'm glad I didn't pick Vasyugin. That's like an impossible start. You have to swear fealty immediately, I think. We should be swaying him and say, who cares about the chiefdom of Tara? But I already spent my resources because I was hasty and made a bad decision. This will abandon the other scheme, and also, does it cost me anything? There's only a 20% chance predicted success. It'll take 2 years to progress. No, it's free? Okay, well, we didn't waste any time. I'm gonna switch to you, Kagan Uzur, and abandon the other one. Okay, I see who the big fish is here that we need to appease. Well, let's get what we can get before his armies figure out that Tartus exists. Become Khan's lover. Well, we could offer a concubine because he doesn't have a wife yet. So if I had like a family member, you could actually attempt to do that. So that would be something on the table. But I don't have any family as far as I know, except my one spouse, because we didn't generate a family. I made the game way harder. All right, anyways, we're here just being raiders and stuff. There's an ongoing raid. Dude, resulting loot 3 gold? Oh, heck yeah, man. That's 1/7 of our total treasury right now. These guys are scary up here. They're doing their own raid on the big boy. So we're gonna let them just do their thing. Vasyugin is being picked for parts. Was it successful? Okay, so down here you can see
this stream is sponsored by viewers like Error.
All right, I need to move. I need to move again. I'm just gonna, because there's stuff down here you guys need to see. All right, this is fine. So, we have a hostilities will end in 5 months because we are currently raiding. If I click on the holding itself, we can see that they have 0 loot due to recently being raided. So there's really not any reason to stay as far as I can tell. And you can also see in our purse, we have 3 gold in our bag. So that was 1 successful raid. I don't know if we lost any troops. I think we would have gotten a battle report if there had been a battle. I don't think there is one. Could you become a tributary? Possibly. There's probably some options here. Like I can right-click him and swear fealty. He is neither your de jure liege nor a neighboring liege. So perhaps you could do this to avoid losing all your stuff and say,
this stream is sponsored by viewers like Error.
I'm going to follow you if you want. At this stage, we're probably just going to not raid Kyrgyz Khanate so that we don't potentially piss him off. But we don't really have any other choices if he's just going to sit there and take... there's currently 0 gold there. Okay, why did I think this was a good idea? I already hate that sub sound.
This stream is sponsored by viewers like Error.
Sawdust bunnies. It's not funny, okay? Hello, Syntax Squid, who says 13, Sinal, Ham Party, Meat Snack, and Pie by Millions for the subs and gift subs. Thank you all. You're very nice. Yes, it is. It's a little funny. Now, I could go and raid Tara, but that might be creating some issues. I was going to try and just go to war 4 Vasyugan, but now I'm seeing that has the potential side effect of becoming a actual border-sharing neighbor with the Kyrgyz Khanate. And that might make us targets faster. So maybe, but I don't have enough troops.
This stream is sponsored by viewers like Error.
But I don't have enough. There is an error, okay? The error is me. They do have a lot more soldiers than me. But so we'd have to have like a really advantageous battle there. Probably, and they have the forest on their side. It's actually taiga. However, I believe we get a damage. They get a better toughness bonus than we get a damage bonus. So it works a little bit both ways. I guess we could go through Vasyugan to Narim, but they have more troops than we do too. If they chose to, I wonder if they will choose to raise them or not. We'll also suffer 100 casualties just to move there. Because it's a hostile county. 5%. Supply limit 710. So yeah, that's too much to risk. It's too far away from our potential supply lines. Okay, let's go ahead and just put the soldiers down for now. And I think what I'm gonna do is spend some more prestige to create another regiment, because I think we need to bulk up pretty fast. All that we've got are... Can I see the composition? I'm sure I can. Of my levies. There's probably a way. I can see my army here. Light footmen 55. Levies are 650. Don't know. They're just generally superior quality. I'm sure there's a detail mode somewhere over here. But if I disband, should be fine. Because we're inside of our home. Levies are just levies in CK3. Special troops are all man-at-arms. Double X, my lord. Do you want my stream key? Do you want to just go ahead and take over? I gotta, like, you know, do some things around the house. You understand how it is. What's up, T and Leadfoot? I'm excited, too. So far, it seems like a lot of good changes. I'm just messing with you. Let's go ahead and do that, though. I think some bowmen would be nice. Having a ranged advantage is just generally good. And they're good in taiga and forest, which we're probably going to be fighting a lot in anyways. And counter skirmishers. So just having a little bit of balance there is nice. They give us some screen and defeat. 25 damage compared to only 12. So look how much more tough the foot soldiers are. 17 versus 11. Big difference. Full maintenance will be 0.4 prestige per month. So we got to be careful. We can have 3 men-at-arms. And I don't want to push that to the edge just yet, but let's get some archers in there too, because we just seem a little bit weak compared to our neighbors. And unpause, because we have other things that we need to do anyways on the home front, such as, you know, make an heir. Things that will help our family line continue. Hey, what's up, Wild Omelet? We're still in the very beginning, but that was just to be anticipated. Because there's so many new mechanics to learn, new menus to get used to. I'm curious about my lifestyle. You know, streaming every day, dying gamer death, but forget about all that. In the game, I am interested in seeing how the experience goes. Time to next perk, 16 months. So we're just going to naturally develop this over time with a big bonus due to my education.
You're just an egotistical streamer.
You got me. Fair and square. That's after gifting a bunch of bits earlier. Thank you, AB Joe, for the tier 3 sub. On top of everything else you've done. Dude, look at him. You can see him crawling in real time. Stop that. I don't want to learn. Okay, so the game automatically pauses while looking at lifestyle. So we got some auto pause, which is interesting. I would naturally pause anyways going into this menu, so they just made that for me, I guess. All right, your raiders bring back 3 gold and some prestige. 3 prestige, and now we're losing 0.22 per month. All right, we're gonna need some more of that prestige. How can I get some of that? Don't worry, we got enough for Chad. Do the math. What's 100 divided by 0.2? 500, right? We got 500 months worth of prestige if I don't spend any more at all. So that's fine. We're also not going to be hostile with Vasyugan in 40 days. So when it says hostilities for X number of days, I'm assuming that means they could raise their army, come and mess my shit up if they want to. They could just pop on in and, you know, get me back without incurring any penalties. I am really hoping this means Paradox is learning how to properly UI. I think that they've been good for a while. I don't think holding 2,000 and Crusader Kings 2 against them is fair. Stellaris is very easy to navigate, for one. I've never had any problems with that. I didn't play Imperator, but from what I've heard, that game is in a good place right now. So I don't think they have anything to learn, per se. I think they get kind of a unfair rap on that. Because mostly what we're thinking about is the ancient history games that were just still updated for 10 years. We got 2 out of 4 holdings. So that's one of the things that we should consider. Is still looking at our titles. We got 2 titles. We can open up a submenu here that identifies them. CK2's UI was fine in my opinion. Well, Vakiadia, I wouldn't expect you to have any other opinion than that one. I remember how pessimistic you were about Crusader Kings 3. So that's exactly what I would anticipate you saying. Chiefdom of Tartus is our primary holding, and then, of course, we have the Chiefdom of Cheech. So what I want to do, since I am the title holder for both of these locations, I probably want to fill them out with holdings. That would be something that would benefit us in the long term. That's going to cost us money, and it's going to be pretty expensive, especially considering how little we're able to make right now. But if we fill these out, we're going to be able to make compounded money and various other resources besides. So let's just check this out. No available holding yet. There might be a way to research, because right now there is nothing available. Speaking of research, how does technology work now? I'm curious. We got 4 issues. Send your army to raid Tara to bring you loot. Are you trying to make enemies? Fabricate a claim on Tara as well. I thought we already... What is my current Casus Belli, then? Avoiding game over. Uh-oh! It seems you have no heir. Should you die now, the game will end. That's how it works in real life. If you die in the game, you don't die in real life. But if you're in this situation, it means you're the last of your dynasty. Well, I know. I understand. Does anybody want to just be my heir? I'll adopt you. Any volunteers? I'll legitimize you after that. You can come live with Midas. But you do have to do every single chore in the entire house. Okay? And I don't want to ever see you. Okay? You live in the attic. Those are the rules. But you have unlimited access to the snack pantry and the fridge. Attic goblin. You're allowed to see Midas once a week, at most. Typical roommate arrangement. What happens if you see us? You have to run as fast as you can without saying a word out of the room. Dead sprint. Hey, free rent, though. I'd consider it. Okay. I forgot what I was doing. I was trying to figure out how to see if technology is a thing or if I'm just dumb pagan. And that's why... Okay, you know what? Let's consult the encyclopedia. Chat, technology has been deleted. I'm just kidding. How about holdings? The collection of holdings personally owned by the ruler is your domain, which they respelled probably to help people figure out what DEMENSE meant. Technology's tied to culture now. It's probably for the best. It's called innovations. All right, let's look for that. Ah. Technologies and other advances that benefit all characters of a certain culture. They're grouped into the eras when they can be discovered. So I can't get jetpacks? Through contact with neighboring cultures, each culture is exposed to one specific innovation which will be discovered much quicker. Any amount of exposure will enable this enhanced discovery rate. In addition, the culture head can set out another or the same innovation as the cultural fascination for an additional boost. So, the culture head gets to choose one that may be a boost. That's the ruler with the most influence over their own culture. So it'd be me right now. I'm curious to see how that could change. It says, the ruler with the largest total number of same culture counties in their realm will become the cultural head regardless of where their domain is. Or what other culture counties they may possess. So, in short, you could probably compete with fellow rulers who are vassals of a larger nation and still become the head of a culture, even though you're not in power compared to them. You know what I'm saying? Unless I misunderstood that. It seems like it could work that way. If you're like the largest land-holding vassal. But I guess no. If your ruler is superior to you in holdings, he would be the culture head. I wonder what circumstances could arise where you're not the ruler of a full region and you're still the cultural head. Cool to think about. Okay. Anyway, innovation, interaction. Prussian, inbreeding is always 1 to 2 degrees of separation away from any game mechanic in Crusader Kings, I think. That just comes with the territory.